Few years ago, workplace teams almost always met face to face. But since then, many meetings have moved online where distractions can interfere with effective work. David Allen and Edward Lamont address that issue in their book, Team Getting Things Done with Others. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. When I asked David and Ed about the impact of Zoom meetings, quite frankly, I was a bit surprised when David saw a meeting like this as a positive. So, since COVID, more and more teams are meeting like we are via Zoom, which I think adds a whole new set of challenges for getting teams to work together. Or is it the same concept?
Or opportunities. We're all online right now and on screen. So you can't sort of hide and you can't sort of deny or ignore a key question that's brought up. And they're asking, hey, Ed, what do you think about this? Hey, Dave, come on, tell me, give me your point of view about this. So the fact that in a way, it more democratized, in a way, meetings and people's contribution in it. Now, that's kind of rare where that really works well, but it is possible. So you can't deny the improvement the technology has given us. Come on, if you know what you're doing, it's a great time to be alive that we can do this. Dave, you're in the Midwest, Ed's in London, I'm in Amsterdam. The fact that we can even have this conversation, was not possible really 20 years ago.
Right.
So we have the opportunity as a team, as a group, to really focus on what we need to do. But somebody needs to be managing this. Somebody needs to have some idea of why are we here? What are we trying to do? And so forth. So what the technology has done is really bring to the fore the necessity for a lot of these principles that Ed and I put in the book. What's the purpose of this? What's the purpose of the meeting? Can we end the meeting with clear agendas, clear outcomes, clear decisions about what we need to do? So it's made things more transparent, but it's also made some of the unconscious stuff more transparent too.
I mean, I think there is a huge opportunity once one starts to look for the opportunity in the technology and not to consider it as the only technology. It's building on the shoulders of various other technologies, none of which necessarily have to disappear, but each of which has a specific use. And this is one where this geographical transparency for us to put our brains together is an amazing thing. I think if you're a team and you're working with a dispersed workforce, then the principles that are we've articulated in the book are even more important than they are if you're sitting together, because when you sit together, there's a lot of things that kind of happen naturally, organically, in the way that they have for 300,000 years, right? Whereas if you are not conscious of those things and what might be missing, it'll be much more glaringly obvious, particularly around things like how do I build a culture with a group of people who are living in geographically disparate locations, because they never come together, they don't sit together, they don't get to have that chit chat thing that goes on. They need to be much more conscious about how they build the way that they do things together, because the feedback loops are non-existent unless you make sure that they exist.
So
there are some cultures where speaking up, sort of in contrast to the authority, is just not appropriate. They won't do it. So, you're going to have to deal with a lot of the new world is that virtuality and that globality of what people are trying to deal with brings up a lot of subtle stuff that makes it difficult to implement these best practice principles.
David Allen and Edward Lamont are the authors of Team: Getting Things Done with Others. More on working effectively in teams is coming up, so please subscribe below. And I want to remind you that I publish a free weekly newsletter on productivity, leadership, management issues. Find out more. Go to daveedwardsmedia.com and click on the contact page.